And we did not kick JD out of the booth. In fact, here he comes now. A little behind the scenes look. Ryan Dempster is with us. He will sing the stretch and the co-MC tonight of Hot Stove Cool Music. And we had a rain out. You and I were going to work together. JD picked quite a weekend to take off, didn't he?
He knew what Mother Nature had in store.
My apologies, man.
Yeah. Nice little 7-hour day in the booth for Woody.
Yeah.
Rained me out.
He's got the winter cap on. It's like, is it like this every day, Len? There's Johnny Peralta against John Lackey, and I think Peralta went. He did. So how do you, and you do some work for MLB Network, how do you watch baseball now that you're retired?
A little bit of everything, I think. You know, I watch it on television. Sometimes I listen to it on the radio. It's always nice to hear Pat and Ronnie.
1-1.
My iPad.
Sure.
But you got to cover both leagues. You got to be in the know about all these guys.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing. You guys know this too. You better be paying attention if you're going to start covering it on TV. Otherwise, you find yourself in trouble.
Well, it hasn't stopped us for the most part. So you came back and pitched to the WBC for Team Canada. And I talked to you before and after, and I loved why you did it. Your son Brady had a chance to see his dad back in a big league setting, so to speak, and there's a liner that's caught by Jay. While the results weren't good, I know you felt good. You felt like you were able to locate. And what was that experience like?
Yeah, you know what? It was so great. All of it was really great. The leading up to it, the work I put in to get ready for it, I think was really awesome for them to see that. Because now I'm retired, and all of a sudden, they don't really see Dad work other than on TV a little bit, and for them to truly get a feel for, hey, I'm going to put this work in today to get ready to pitch, and I loved it. I loved it. Obviously, like you said, the results weren't what I wanted. We had a tough go with a tough draw, but just to get back out there and be competitive again was so much fun.
Well, pitch for your country. That's the other huge kind of carrot, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're looking at last time I did that was in 1994, so to sit there and do it over 20 years later was a huge thrill, and a huge thrill, like I said, for my kids as well. I look at my daughters. When I retired, they barely remember me even playing. So
and how old's Brady now?
He's just turned 11 on
That's
Sunday.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I remember when he was born. Yeah, so awesome.
So somebody else in that club though. You had a veteran.
Eric Gagne, right?
When Gagne came back,
He was. It was nice because he was the old man in the group.
Yeah.
1-1 is fouled away by Diaz. Well, you kept us all entertained on the flight home from Cleveland after the Cubs won the World Series. Any memories stand out in particular for you? I mean, how nervous are you knowing that there's nothing you can do but watch and hope and pray that it happens?
That's actually, I was just downstairs talking with David Ross about that, and I think that's probably the hardest thing because you are super invested. Obviously working for the team, I'm super invested in these guys. I care about them. I want them to do well. But we were just saying how it's hard because you don't have control now. You just got to sit back and watch it. And, the emotions of that throughout the playoffs. And I think when I look back at all of that run and everything we did, and to go back and
long ball to Bryant.
Kind of sum it all up was, when I look at it, I remember when the home run was hit off Chapman. And I said before the playoffs that there will be a time when we need the fans' support. The players will need the fans' support. I remember he hit it, and it went dead silent in section 144 behind the first base dugout. And I said, all right, here's my time. And I just stood up and I yelled, it's going to be all right. We're going to be fine. And everybody else was like, yeah, that's right. We're going to be fine. We're going to be good. And it just was like, okay. And we, obviously they have the meeting and the rest is history, and the tears flowing down my eyes and crying like a baby when we won. So it was pretty incredible.
And it had to happen that way, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
15-1 would have been fun.
If you're going to script a Cubs World Series story, it had to have some measure of adversity and craziness.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. To go 108 years, it wasn't going to be a sweep of every team in the playoffs. There was going to be moments. San Francisco coming back and winning that game down, 2-1, facing Kershaw and Rich Hill, and finding ways to win those games, and then obviously the epic Game 7 in Cleveland. So absolutely just incredible.
Yankees 1-0. He's rolling away. All right, so 2 out, 7th inning. You know you're probably done with your spot coming up in a 2-2 tie. Just emptying the tank here.
Let it all eat. Everything you got. Don't give in, though. You know, it's still a ball game. You're pitching to win. You never give in here and leave everything out on the table. And as we've seen over the past his entire career, John Lackey does that as good as anybody.
There's a strike on a curveball. 2-1. Paul DeYoung, Illinois guy from Antioch, just starting his major league career. Sharply to line, and Bryant makes the catch. All right, Ryan Dempster coming up with the 7th inning stretch.